Hey guys, it's L'Oreal here, and I thought I would do a different kind of video today. I'm new to YouTube, so I hope you guys will give me a chance and watch my videos. And I'd like to have a little something for everybody. I have an 11-year-old, so I like to make videos with her and like kid-friendly ones. But then also I have adult ones where I talk about like suicide and depression and addiction. And so I'll let you know which ones are kid friendly and which ones aren't. But today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is breastfeeding. I have to bite my tongue when I see these girls, especially young girls, saying, "Oh, I'm not who are pregnant. I'm not letting that baby suck on my breast. They're gonna be hanging down to my knees, and oh, that's gross. That's gonna hurt. They're not sucking on me. That's disgusting." Well, breast milk is the best thing. That's why we have breasts, for to make milk specifically. No, they're not there for entertainment for your boyfriend, or they're not there to get double D's and to make money off of. They're there to fill up with milk and to feed your baby and nourish your baby. That's what it's for. Like, pigs have pig milk. Every animal has its own. Cats that make milk, and they nurse. All creatures do it. And I think it was back in the like maybe 60s or 70s. I think in the 70s, well, my mom said she never breastfed us because it was like if you breastfed, you were looked down upon. It was like if you had only people who had money could buy formula. So the people that had money bought formula and poor people breastfed, which is so untrue. I think that educated people breastfed. I took a class to be a breastfeeding counselor, so I do know a little bit about it. I nursed 3 kids. Olivia, I nursed till about just about 2 years, and then she weaned herself off. Then she sucked her thumb, and she had this monkey stuffed animal, and she'd rub the monkey's tail on her face. I sucked my thumb till I was 8, and I would carry silky underwear around with me and like rub the silk on it and like suck my thumb and I find myself still sometimes if there's something silky, I'll take it in my fingers and I'll rub it, and it's just like a soothing. I don't suck my thumb, but it's like soothing. I don't know. So, and then my son Ben, he was 9 pounds 8 ounces when he was born, and that kid was like a bottomless pit. But he nursed for probably about a year and a half, and then he just wouldn't have anything to do with it. But when he nursed, he would take my hair and twirl it and make a noise and go and my mom was like, "I'm worried about him. I think there's something wrong with him." I'm like, "No, that's just his way of like self-soothing. He liked to make that noise, and he'd play with my hair while he was nursing." And actually all 3 of my kids slept with me. None of them ever slept. Well, Olivia slept in her crib while her dad was in the picture, so that was for a couple months she slept in a crib. But other than that, my kids have all slept with me. Ben slept with me till he was like 8. Jessica is gonna be 11, and she still gets in our bed most nights, but I don't mind because they grow so quick. Before you know it, they're gonna be gone. But anyway, like I said, it just really bothers me, and I think hospitals should emphasize more on like for the maternity department, like they should have breastfeeding counselors or the breastfeeding specialists go around and emphasize how important it is to breastfeed your baby. All right, I'm going to name just a couple of things here. What do you think we should name her? I think she's hungry. So, you know what? While I'm doing this, so you're going to hold the baby This is if you didn't have a C-section. If you had a C-section, I'll show you a different way to hold it, but oh, and you're going to want to get at least 2 nursing bras, one to wear and one to wash when it's dirty. So, and they are so convenient because you just slip the pocket, the thing down, and then when you're done, you put it up again. And you need to buy nursing pads because I went back to work like immediately after I had 2 of my kids, and so it was so hard because I would have to go all night without pumping, and by the end of the night my breasts were so big. I wish they would have stayed there, but they were like hard as rocks, and it actually looked like there were rocks in them, like you could feel like lumps, like bumps in them, like the glands and stuff, and they were just so, and they would leak and stuff, so you have to buy the pads that you put in your bra. Otherwise, yeah, it'll save you a lot of embarrassment. You definitely need those because you will be leaking. And even when you hear another baby cry, I would start leaking. It was so weird. Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and nurse this baby. So we're gonna hold the baby. Always make sure you're protecting their head and the neck, okay? Because that's the most important part. And the soft spot on their head, you have to be really careful while they're small. The neck and the head especially. So take our baby and their nursing bra, take the flap down. What's really nice, you can just like take the little flap down and put it back up. It's super convenient. And then you're going to hold the baby up to you like this, like kind of sideways, so it's like this. And I got with Jessica, she was a little peanut. She was just a little over 6 pounds. Ben was 9 pounds 8 ounces. But with Jessie, I got pretty good. She wanted to nurse constantly, so she would be on the breast, and I would be like making dinner or cleaning or trying to do stuff, and here all the while she's on me, and I was just like, I just walk around and do stuff. I had one hand, I'd be doing stuff, and she'd be, she was just, content to be. I should have got one of those swaddlers. I wanted to get one that, so you can like wear your baby, but I held her most of the time, so in my left hand she'd fit like in my hand. She had the tiniest little butt. But anyway, okay, so but if you guys have a C-section, which I never was lucky enough to never have to have one, it's called the football hold. So you're gonna take your baby, and again, you always want to support the head and the neck, okay? And then put a pillow. They make those boppy pillows and breastfeeding pillows, but honestly, it's just a waste of money. You can use a plain, you can use a regular pillow. It's totally fine. You don't need anything fancier to go spend any more money than you have to. And you put the baby like this, since you are cut and it's hard to, you're gonna do it like this, and lay the baby back, and then your shirt up, and then the baby will nurse like this. So that's called the football hold, okay? I believe there might be a few more positions, but forgive me, it's been a while, so but those are the 2 that I know. Though I just did the same one all the time. Like I said, I never had a C-section, but if you have a C-section, you can do the football hold. You can still definitely nurse if you have a C-section, absolutely, so don't think you can't. I just wanted to tell you guys some of the benefits here. So breastfeeding offers significant benefits for babies, including superior nutrition, boosted immunities with antibodies, easier digestion, and reduced risk of infections, ear, respiratory allergies, asthma, obesity, and SIDS, while also providing better brain and eye development. For mothers, it aids postpartum recovery, reduces bleeding, promotes weight loss, and lowers risks of breast and ovarian cancers, type 2 diabetes, heart rate. Plus, it saves money. Formula is so freaking expensive. I don't know how people can afford it. Yeah, super expensive. Okay, and then the benefits for the baby, and it's proven that babies who were breastfed, their IQs are higher than babies who weren't, okay? So the benefits for the baby, breast milk provides a perfect balance of fat, sugar, water, protein, vitamins, and minerals, and its composition changes as the baby grows to fit the baby. So, and it offers your baby immunity, which is great. So it transfers antibodies from the mother to the baby, protecting against infections and boosting the immune system. Digestibility, it's much easier for a baby to digest breast milk than a formula. Less gas, less colic, less diarrhea, less constipation. And also, while you're breastfeeding your babies, their bowel movements are going to come out like little seeds, like yellow type seeds, but it doesn't smell at all. That's one of the great things about breastfeeding. But then as soon as they stop breastfeeding and like start eating regular foods and stuff, then whoo boy, let me tell you, you're going to get some stinky ones. But while you're strictly just breastfeeding, it doesn't even smell, and it looks like little yellow seeds that come out. So which is good, because I've seen like newborn babies who are like bottle fed and their diapers are just like, whoo, they stink to heaven and back. And it's so that's another good thing, the diapers don't stink, so that's a very good thing. Okay, where was I? Yeah. Okay, reduces health risks, lower rates of ear infections, respiratory illness, allergies, asthma, obesity, type 1 diabetes, and SIDS. I think I said that already, didn't I? Okay, brain and vision contains DHA and ARA, crucial for optimal brain development and visual acuity. Healthy weight promotes healthy weight gain and reduces the risk of childhood obesity. So if you nurse your baby, they have a better chance of not being overweight. Okay, and then the benefits for the mother, postpartum recovery, releases hormones that help the uterus shrink and reduce bleeding. It will actually, while your baby is nursing, after like the first few days, you might feel some pains like cramps when you nurse, but that's your uterus contracting. So that's a good thing. That's what you want to happen. So, and that's what's supposed to happen. Okay. And then you lower your risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and osteoporosis. And the convenience and the cost. It's like, I mean, that's why they keep baby formula locked up now, because it's so expensive. And it's so convenient. I don't have to take, when I would go places with my baby, I wouldn't have to take all these bottles and all this stuff and all these, and it was just like take the baby and go, and maybe like just a little, the diaper bag of diapers and stuff, and like maybe like a change of clothes and like a little towel, like a burp. But they rarely, like, you get them to burp, but they would rarely throw up. My babies like rarely throw up from the breast milk, but I know with bottle fed babies, they throw up a lot. They get colic, they get constipation, diarrhea. It's so the benefits for for breastfeeding are just so definitely worth it. Okay, and so I think that's probably about it. But like I said, it works by supply and demand. So I have to bite my tongue when people say, "Oh, I didn't have any milk. I couldn't make any milk." Well, because you weren't trying. You have to try. You always. That's why your breasts get sore before you have the baby, because they're getting ready for the baby. They're already, your breasts are already making the milk, for preparing to feed the baby, the baby's food. So after you have the baby, when you nurse, at first it's a colostrum that comes out. It's this thick, like white stuff that has it's really good for the baby. That's like for the first like maybe day or two, and then your milk will come in, and it will be white milk. And I drank it. I tried it. My friends tried it. It's like we all did a shot of breast milk. But it was like sweet. It reminded me almost like that rice milk. But I did have one time, after I had Olivia, and thought I was so ready because I took a breastfeeding class, and then I took a class to become a breastfeeding counselor, and I was teaching others about breastfeeding and how to breastfeed. And so I thought, oh my God, why is after she was doing really well, and we were home from the hospital for like 4 days, and she just stopped nursing and like wouldn't have any of it. It was just like pushing me away, like would not. And I'm a nervous wreck. I'm crying. I call the breastfeeding counselor at St. Joe's, and she says, well, did you try this? Did you try this? And I'm freaking out. And she's like, well, bring her in here. So I brought her in, and we were talking, and she was feeding her, like I brought some of my breast milk that I had frozen. She was feeding it to her, giving it to her with like a medicine dropper. And then she asked me what I had eaten, what was in my diet in the past couple of days. Well, the night before I had tuna casserole, and not thinking that, well, that's gonna affect the taste of the breast milk, what you eat, and tuna, and I'm sure that's not the best taste for a little baby. So I was so glad that's all it was. So I went home, and I pumped and dumped. I pumped all the milk I could get out with my breast pump, and I threw that out. So, and then the tuna casserole was out of there, and then so I just let her, it was fine after that. But so you do have to watch what you eat, or if you eat something really spicy, or because whatever you eat, the baby is eating. So that's why you really need to stay healthy and like eat a healthy diet. But also breastfeeding helps you lose weight. It helps your uterus contract faster. That's what you want to do, and your stomach will go down smaller faster, and you burn a lot of calories by nursing too. So that's why you definitely have to eat to keep up your energy. So, but I just can't say enough good stuff about breastfeeding. So when people say I can't do it, or I didn't have any milk, my breasts are too small, I call bullshit on that one. I won't say it to them, but because if there's a will, there's a way. And if you put your mind to it, if you want to do it, you can definitely do it. Like I said, if you have to go back to work, or if you have a spouse who wants to be involved in this, then definitely you're going to want to get yourself a Medela, the electric pump. I never had any luck with the handheld ones or the single ones. You want that high power suction one, the double breast one, the Hoover vacuum cleaner. So it's funny, you can see your nipples like going out and then coming in, and you can get a lot of milk from that. Anyway, my freezer was just stored with breast milk. It It was funny. Yeah, we had quite a few. So, um, oh, I think she's sleeping. What do you think? We need to name her, guys. What should we name her? I don't know. Leave me a note in the comments. Give me a name on what we should name our little YouTube baby here. So I showed you guys the two holds, where you want to bring the baby into your side like this, bring it into you, but you don't want to sit forward. You want to bring the baby back to you and keep your posture up, sit up straight. Okay, and bring the baby in so the baby is like on its side, facing you on its side, and just like that, and hold the baby just like that. Like I said, I could hold my baby with one hand, especially Jessica, because she was a little peanut. She was my smallest one. She was like 6.5 pounds, and that, which is a lot different from Ben, who was 9 pounds 8 ounces. But anyway, I would walk around the house and do stuff, and because she constantly wanted to nurse, it soothed her. So I would walk around and hold her and do stuff, and it just, because she was just an itty bitty thing. I probably couldn't even let go, and her suction was so hard, she probably still would have stayed attached to my breast. But anyway, and then like I said, if you have a C-section and you find it too hard to, otherwise you could put like the baby on a pillow. There's different ways that they do it, where if you have put a pillow there for a C-section. I can't, it's been a long time and I've never had a C-section, so but I do know there's a couple different holds, and then the football holds where you put the baby on your side, put a pillow on it, and then go ahead and like this. So because you don't want to, especially after having that C-section, I'm sure that hurts. I never had one, but I had exploratory surgery and my stomach walls cut, and that was really bad. So I couldn't imagine having a newborn and dealing with that. But anyway, if you guys, if there's anything I forgot, if you guys have anything to add to that, let me know. Leave it in the comments. And if you guys like my content, I hope you like and subscribe. This is just one thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing different stuff, like trying out different things like products, and talking about the disease I have, and talking about just a lot that I've been through in my life, with the hopes that hopefully I can help someone else out there. And it shouldn't be taboo to talk about like suicide and depression and addiction. And it's my son's, one of his best friends, right before Christmas, took his life. He jumped in front of a train, and so I can tell you from experience, from someone who's tried to kill myself 3 times. I was addicted to opioids because I had a spinal surgery. My back was curved like an S when I was 14, and that's when they were just handing out pain pills like hotcakes. Just give you a script for it, 180 pills with 6 refills on it I would get, I mean, it was like, so I got addicted to it. So, and there's no shame in my game. It was the hardest thing I had to do, getting off them, but I'm so proud of myself. And I've been seeing a counselor for 7 years, and just the best thing I ever did. Counseling I would recommend for everyone. But anyway, so you guys can let me know what you want to talk about next. We can talk about, whatever you guys want. And then I have some funny like videos to show you, and I just thought like my daughter Jessie and I could like make some stuff. And I know a little bit about everything. I used to be a marathon runner, so I'm hoping, and I was a gym rat. And I took nutrition classes. Took my prereqs for nursing, so I could tell you what, if you guys did 10 minutes a day, I could show you a workout to do 10 minutes a day, and just I'm not saying like starve yourself, but maybe just like have more fiber and less carbs. In like a month, you can totally transform your body. I'm not saying like really lose that much weight, but you can lose inches. And all you need is a stability ball. And if you want some free weights, or if you have something at home heavy to hold in both hands or something, or you don't even, you can just use your arms, you know, your own like weight to do that. So, or you could get some free weights, but you definitely need a stability ball to do that. So, and unfortunately, I can't show you now because I need a back surgery. So, the exercise part will have to wait. So, but anyway, so I hope you guys like this video, and I hope it was informative. And if you guys have any questions, just ask me, or I guess now you could look it up online, or every hospital should have a breastfeeding specialist there, like a breastfeeding coach that you can, where if you're having problems, you can go to them, or they'll come to your room, or, you know, while you're still in the hospital, or you can call them after you get out. Mine was wonderful. The breastfeeding specialist I had, she was, when I had my first daughter, Olivia, she was wonderful. Like we spent like 2 hours in there, and then we finally figured out it was the tuna casserole. So it just, oh, talk about scary though. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching. So, and if you like my videos and want to see more, they won't, don't worry, they won't be all for women and all about breastfeeding. So I'll have, I don't know, I'm excited. There's like a variety of things I want to do and talk about. So I'm really excited about this. All right, guys, so if you liked my video, give me a chance. Just, I'm saying, give me a week, give me a chance. So like and subscribe, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to subscribe anymore. You don't have to watch me, but just give me a chance. All right. Thanks, guys, and have a great night.